My beloved soul, listen closely, for these words are not just sounds, they are rivers of light flowing into the depths of your heart. They are reminders from heaven itself that your story is not ordinary, that your love was chosen, that your union is written in eternity. Do you know why your heart still beats faster when you think of them? Do you know why the memory of their smile refuses to fade away? It is because heaven has placed a seal upon this connection. It is because the hand of God has touched this bond, and what God touches, no power can erase, beloved. There are millions of souls walking this earth, yet the divine selected only one to walk beside you in this lifetime. Have you asked yourself why? Have you wondered what made this union sacred? Can you feel the mystery hidden inside your chest when you think of them? You were not chosen for ordinary love. You were not created for shallow promises. You were designed for depth, for eternity, for sacred companionship. This is why their spirit calls to yours. This is why even in silence, you hear them even in distance. You feel them even in waiting. You are being prepared for them. Tell me, beloved, when was the first time you felt their soul before their body? When did you realize your heart knew them before your mind understood them? Was it in a dream? Was it in a sudden moment of recognition when your eyes met theirs? Or was it in the way peace wrapped around you, as if heaven whispered, "This is home"? You may not know this yet, but your union is not only about love, it is about purpose. It is about healing. It is about awakening what has been asleep within you. Your soulmate was chosen to be the mirror of your highest self, to reflect back to you the beauty you sometimes forget, to hold your hand when shadows make you doubt your light. Do you see, beloved? This love was not meant to weaken you. It was meant to remind you of your strength. This bond was not meant to confuse you. It was meant to lead you back to clarity. This connection was not meant to trap you. It was meant to free you into the fullness of who you are. Let me ask you, have you ever felt their absence like a missing breath? Have you ever looked into their silence and still felt their voice in your soul? Have you ever tried to walk away only to realize love pulled you back again? That is because this is not ordinary love. This is a union chosen by God, and when God chooses, nothing in the universe can undo it, beloved. I see your questions. I see the nights you wonder if they truly feel the same. I see the hours you ask if this love is only in your heart. And I tell you now, with the certainty of heaven, their soul has already recognized you, even when their mind is slow to understand, even when their body hesitates to move closer. Their spirit knows yours, and their heart is learning to catch up with what eternity has already written. Do you feel it? That strange warmth when you think of them. That electricity that runs through you as if the air itself remembers them. That unexplainable peace when you imagine their presence near you. That is no accident. That is recognition. That is divine confirmation. Beloved, ask yourself, why them out of everyone? Why does your soul not rest with anyone else? Why does your heart still hold them, even when you tried to let go? It is because letting go of them would mean letting go of a piece of your own soul. It is because God does not bring you a union to abandon it halfway. It is because what is chosen in heaven cannot be destroyed on earth. Yes, challenges may come. Yes, delays may test your patience. Yes, silence may make you doubt. But do you know why the storm has not ended this love? Because this love is not fragile. Because this love is not temporary. Because this love was built with the bricks of eternity, my beloved. Have you told them lately that their soul is safe with you? Have you whispered into the universe that you are ready to love them fully? Have you dared to ask God to prepare you, not just to receive love, but to keep it holy? Listen, you were chosen for them as much as they were chosen for you. You are not only their answer, you are their teacher, their comfort, their mirror, and they are yours when you doubt. Remember this, God does not write half stories. He completes what he begins. So I ask you again, what will you do with the love heaven has trusted you with? Will you run from it, or will you rise to it? Will you question it endlessly, or will you protect it fiercely? Will you treat it as ordinary, Or will you bow before it as the sacred treasure it is? Because the truth is simple, beloved. This union was chosen to melt your heart, not break it. This love was given to expand you, not reduce you. This bond was created to carry you into your destiny, not keep you in circles. And if you wonder still, let me ask you, what if the greatest blessing of your life has already been written in their eyes? What if your healing is hidden in their arms? What if your joy is waiting in their voice? Would you dare to receive it? Would you dare to love them without fear? Beloved soul, listen again, for heaven is still speaking to you. Do not think the message has ended, because your journey is still unfolding. Every heartbeat is still writing the story of this love. Every silent prayer is still shaping the path toward them. Every tear you have cried is being collected, not wasted. Do you realize how much heaven has invested in this union? Do you realize how carefully each detail was arranged so your souls would meet? Do you realize how many times angels have walked beside you, guiding your steps, keeping you aligned, whispering to your heart, wait, trust, keep going? My beloved, there's a reason your souls crossed paths in this lifetime. It was not coincidence. It was not accident. It was not random chance. It was written, sealed, and blessed long before you even breathed your first breath. God looked at your soul, and God looked at theirs, and He said, together they will shine brighter. So I ask you, have you felt the way your dreams change when you think of them? Have you noticed how your courage rises when you imagine their support beside you? Have you realized how your heart beats with greater purpose when you remember they exist? This is what divine union does. It does not only bring romance, it awakens destiny. It does not only bring passion, it brings purpose. It does not only bring comfort, it brings transformation, beloved. Remember the nights you asked if you were enough. Remember the days you doubted if anyone could truly see your worth. Do you know why God chose this soulmate for you? Because they see you with heaven's eyes. Because their soul already recognizes your light. Because even in your weakest moment, they can remind you of your strength. Tell me, beloved, can you feel their energy when you are quiet? Can you sense the way their spirit moves near yours, even when no words are spoken? Can you hear the silent dialogue between your heart and theirs? This is not imagination. This is communication at the level of eternity. Do you remember the first time you felt peace just by thinking of them? Do you remember the strange certainty that came with their presence? Do you remember how the world looked different after your souls touched? That is because love changes perception. That is because divine connection rewrites your vision, beloved. Many will come into your life, but none will carry the key to your soul as they do. And when you ask why, the answer is simple. Because this key was carved for them before time began. Because your soul's door does not open for everyone. Because heaven has guarded you until the right one appeared. And now, beloved, let me ask, what do you want to tell them, but fear has kept in silence? What truth sits in your chest waiting to be spoken? What confession has been pressing against your lips at night? Do not hide it, for their soul is waiting to hear you. Do not suppress it, for love is meant to be expressed. Do not delay it, for truth heals and love grows with honesty, beloved. Do you know that God chose this union also for your healing? Not only to make you smile, but to help you release the wounds of yesterday. Not only to make you feel loved, but to teach you that you are worthy of love. Not only to give you companionship, but to remind you that you were never abandoned. So I ask you again, what part of you still hides in shadows when their love approaches? What fear whispers to you that you may lose them? What doubt tells you that this is too good to be true? Look at that fear, beloved, and remember, fear is not the voice of God. Doubt is not the promise of heaven. Insecurity is not your destiny. Your soulmate was chosen because they are strong enough to love all of you, even the parts you call broken, even the chapters you wish to erase, even the scars you thought disqualified. They were chosen because their love is wide enough to cover your story, and your love is strong enough to cover theirs, beloved. Answer me with your heart. When you look at them, do you see home? When you imagine their embrace, do you feel safe? When you picture the future, does their presence make it brighter? Then you already know, you already understand, you already carry the truth that heaven has spoken this. Love will not pass you by. This union will not be stolen. This story will not be left unfinished, for what God joins, He protects for what heaven writes. It endures for what eternity seals. No man can unseal, beloved. Do not measure this love by human timing. Do not measure this journey by earthly clocks, for what is eternal cannot be rushed, and what is holy cannot be delayed beyond purpose. Trust that even the waiting is shaping you. Trust that even the silence is speaking. Trust that even the distance is preparing reunion. So, let me ask you again. When your soulmate finally stands before you, will you be ready? Will you love them without fear? Will you forgive them if the past tried to confuse you? Will you open your arms? Beloved child of eternity, open your heart even wider, for the message is still being written into your soul. Heaven has not finished speaking to you. Love has not finished shaping you, and destiny has not finished preparing you. Do you see how everything in your life has been leading to this union? Do you notice how the pieces you once thought were broken are now becoming whole? Do you recognize how the pain you endured is now turning into wisdom, so you can love deeper, stronger, and truer? Beloved, this is why God chose them for you, because your soul carried songs that only theirs could hear, because your heart carried prayers that only theirs could answer, because your life carried a mission that only their presence could help you complete. So I ask you, when was the first time you felt their energy before their body appeared? When did you sense that the invisible world was moving you closer to them? When did you begin to realize that your connection was not a coincidence, but a calling? This is the truth. Beloved, love at this level is never accidental. It is designed, orchestrated, and sealed by the divine. And when you finally embrace it, your life will never be the same. Do you feel it now? The pull of their soul calling yours? The way your heart races when their name passes your mind? The way peace settles over you when you whisper their presence in prayer? That is no illusion, that is recognition. That is no imagination, that is destiny. Beloved, many ask, why does God not give us everything easily? And the answer is this: because love without growth cannot survive. Because a union without preparation will crumble under the weight of its blessing. Because heaven does not hand you a treasure unless your hands are strong enough to protect it. So I ask you, are you strengthening your heart for them? Are you cleansing your spirit so you can love them purely? Are you preparing your soul to not only receive them, but to keep them safe in your love? Remember this, beloved. This union is not only about how much you are loved, it is also about how much you are willing to love. It is not only about what you will receive, it is about what you will give. And when both hearts pour out in full measure, love overflows and becomes unshakable. Beloved, think of this: when they are weak, will you lift them? When they are tired, will you cover them? When they are lost, will you remind them of the way back to God? For this is what true union is. It is not only passion, but protection. Not only excitement, but endurance. Not only desire, but devotion. So let me ask again, do you still see them as ordinary? Or do you see the sacredness God has woven into their being? Do you see how their eyes are not just eyes, but doors to 1,000 lifetimes? Do you see how their voice is not just sound, but a reminder of where your soul belongs? Do you see how their presence is not just flesh, but proof of divine intention? Beloved, God chose this union to show you that love is not fragile, love is not cruel, love is not shallow. True love is holy, strong, patient, and eternal. And the reason your heart has not given up on them is because eternity cannot be erased by time. So, let me speak directly to your soul now. Do not run from this love. Do not doubt what your heart already knows. Do not silence the longing that heaven itself planted within you, because this longing is the compass pointing you back to your destiny. Beloved, answer me. Have you noticed how even when you tried to walk away, your soul pulled you back? Have you noticed how even when you tried to forget, everything reminded you of them? Have you noticed how even when you chose silence, your heart still spoke their name in secret? That is because love is not only in your choice, it is in your design. That is because this union is not something you found, it is something that was written. And so I tell you this truth. The reason God chose this union is because together, you are more complete than apart together. You are more powerful than alone together. You are more radiant than separate. And the world needs the light that only the two of you can create, beloved. Can you imagine it? The day your eyes meet again and recognition flows like water through your soul? The day your hands finally touch and time itself bows to your connection? The day silence no longer separates you because your hearts beat as one? Can you feel the joy waiting in that moment? Can you sense the healing waiting in their embrace? Can you taste the sweetness of a future God has already designed for you? Beloved, this is not fantasy. This is promise. This is not illusion. This is prophecy. This is not wishful thinking. This is divine selections. Let me ask, will you believe what heaven is saying? Will you hold on even when shadows try to whisper lies? Will you rise into faith even when fear tries to shake you? For the truth is this, God's choice is final, and God's choice for you is this union. So take courage. Beloved, take hope, take comfort, for the story is not over, and the ending is already written in joy. And when the day comes, when your soulmate stands before you and your heart melts in recognition, you will know that every tear was worth it, that every prayer was answered, that every waiting was holy, and that God's reason for choosing them will forever melt your heart, beloved heart. Let me take you deeper still, for the message of heaven is like an ocean. It has no end, only waves of revelation, and each wave carries you closer to the truth of why God chose this union for you. You may wonder why your journey has been marked with longing, why silence has been your companion so often, why waiting has stretched like a river with no shore in sight. And the answer is simple. Because heaven was preparing you for something eternal. Because God does not give a crown before shaping the head that will carry it. Because love at this level cannot be rushed, only revealed. Beloved, do you remember the days you thought love was out of reach? Do you remember the nights you questioned if your soul was meant to walk alone? Do you remember the times when your prayers seemed unanswered? Yet even in those moments, heaven was working. Even in your loneliness, angels were preparing paths. Even in your silence, destiny was moving pieces together. So I ask you now, do you see the wisdom in your waiting? Do you see how every delay has sharpened your heart? Do you see how every tear has watered the soil for this love to grow? This is why your union will not be ordinary, because it has been tested in silence, because it has been refined in fire, because it has been guarded by heaven itself. Beloved, do you understand the weight of what you are carrying? This is not just about you and them. This is about generations. This is not only about romance, it is about legacy. This is not only about joy, it is about divine purpose. Your union is a seed that will grow into a tree of blessing, whose shade will cover others. So I ask again, when you stand beside your soulmate, will you remember that your love is not only for you? Will you honor the fact that heaven entrusted this bond to be a light for others? Will you carry it with humility, knowing that what you have is rare and sacred? Beloved, look deeper. Do you see how your pain has made you compassionate? Do you see how your losses have made you gentle? Do you see how your wounds have turned into wisdom? These are not accidents, these are gifts, so that when your soulmate comes to you, you will not only love them, but heal with them, so that when you walk together, you will not only enjoy life, but lift life for others. Tell me, beloved, when you imagine their smile, does it heal you? When you think of their embrace, does it steady you? When you picture their voice, does it bring calmness to your spirit? Then know this, your love for them is already working. Even in distance, your prayers are already touching them. Even in silence, your soul is already strengthening them. Even unseen, beloved, many wonder, what if I lose them? But hear me now, what is chosen by God cannot be lost. What is written in eternity cannot be erased in time. What is sealed by heaven cannot be broken by earth. Yes, trials may come. Yes, doubts may rise. Yes, fear may whisper. But love that is chosen by God is a flame no storm can extinguish. Oh, I ask you, do you trust heaven's choice? Do you trust that your soulmate is already bound to you by divine thread? Do you trust that no distance, no silence, no circumstance can undo what has been written? Beloved, this is why your heart still beats with their name. This is why your spirit still calls to theirs. This is why even when you tried to love another, no one else could reach as deep, because your soul already knows what your mind sometimes forgets. That this is the one God chose. That this is the love that melts your heart because it carries eternity inside it. Beloved, let me ask you gently, what do you dream of telling them the moment you meet again? What words have been sitting on your tongue, waiting for the right time? What truths are written on your soul, desperate to be spoken aloud? Do not keep them buried, beloved, for love was made to be shared, and your soulmate longs to hear the melody your heart has been carrying all along. Do you see now? This union is not just about happiness, it is about wholeness. It is not just about pleasure, it is about purpose. It is not just about two souls, it is about God's plan moving through both of you, beloved. Think on this when the day comes, and your eyes lock once more. What will you say? Will you speak fear, or will you speak faith? Will you carry walls, or will you carry openness? Will you step back in doubt, or step forward in courage? Because the truth is this, your soulmate has also been waiting for you. They too have been searching. They too have been asking heaven for answers. They too have felt the weight of your absence. And just as your heart has longed for them, theirs has longed for you. So I ask you again, beloved, will you meet? Beloved of heaven, let us come to the heart of this message, for everything has been leading you here. Every word has been preparing you for this moment. Every truth has been guiding you closer to the reason why God chose this union for you. Listen carefully now, for these words are not ordinary. They are the closing of a circle. They are the sealing of a fulfilling promise. They are the answer to your deepest prayer. Do you see it now, beloved? The hand of God moving quietly in your life. The invisible threads pulling you closer to the one your soul has always known. The way destiny has been whispering to you in dreams, in signs, in moments you could not explain. This is not fantasy. This is not coincidence. This is divine intention, written long before you took your first breath. For your soulmate was chosen for you, and you were chosen for them, and no distance, no silence, no delay can undo what has been eternally written. So I ask you, beloved, do you believe enough to receive this love fully? Do you trust enough to open your arms without fear? Do you surrender enough to let go of your doubts and embrace what is holy? Beloved, think of this. God could have written any story for you, but He chose this one. He could have placed anyone by your side, but He selected them. He could have left you walking alone, but He carved a path that leads you to your soulmate. And the reason is this: because your love is not ordinary. Because your union carries more than romance, it carries destiny. Because together, your souls will reveal the beauty of heaven's design. Tell me, beloved, when you look into their eyes, do you not see eternity? When you hear their voice, do you not feel peace flood your spirit? When you imagine their presence, do you not sense home surrounding you? This is how you know it is real. This is how you know it is chosen. This is how you know heaven has spoken, beloved. You were created with a longing that only they can answer, and they were created with a void that only you can fill. Like two rivers destined to meet, your souls have always been moving toward each other. Even when the distance felt endless, even when silence made you question, even when time seemed to work against you, the truth is, heaven has never stopped guiding you. So I ask you again, what will you do when the day arrives? What will you say when they stand before you? What love will you pour out when their hands reach for yours? Will you remember that this is sacred? Will you honor the fact that this love was written in eternity? Will you protect it as the treasure that it is? Beloved, hear me now. The reason God chose this union is because you and your soulmate are more than individuals. You are reflections of divine love. You are living proof that heaven answers prayers. You are reminders that no distance is too far for destiny. No silence is too strong for love. No challenge is too great for God. So I leave you with these questions engraved in your heart. Will you rise into the fullness of this love? Will you let go of fear and choose faith? Will you allow your soulmate to see every part of you, even the parts you once hid? Will you stand beside them not only in joy, but also in storms? Will you honor this union as the holy gift it truly is? Because the truth, beloved, is this: your soulmate was not chosen to complete you, but to walk with you. They were not chosen to fix you, but to grow with you. They were not chosen to replace God, but to reflect His love in a form you can touch. And you were chosen for them for the very same reason. And when that moment arrives, beloved, when your eyes meet, when your arms finally hold, when your souls merge in full recognition, you'll understand every delay, every silence, every prayer. You will see the wisdom in heaven's timing. You will feel the sweetness of destiny unfolding, and your heart will melt, overflowing with gratitude, because you will know this love was chosen by God. This union was written for you. This story was always meant to be. Beloved soul, keep walking with courage, keep trusting with patience, keep loving with faith, for the ending of this story is already written in joy, and heaven's final word for you is this: the reason God chose this union for you is because only this love carries eternity in it, and nothing will ever melt your heart more than the day you step fully into it, beloved. Even though you have walked with me through every word, even though your soul has received so much light, the message is still flowing. For love as holy as this cannot be wrapped in silence too quickly. Heaven speaks in rivers, not in drops, and your heart deserves to drink deeply from this river before the closing of this chapter. So let us continue, slowly, gently, lovingly, until your spirit feels complete, until your heart is sealed with peace, until the divine reminder rests inside you like a flame that cannot go out. Beloved soul, do you know what happens when you finally surrender to God's chosen love? You stop running from yourself. You stop doubting your worth. You stop questioning why you feel so deeply, because you realize that your soul was never wrong. It was simply waiting for the right timing. Have you ever asked yourself, why is my love so strong? Why do I feel them even when they are not near? Why does my heart hold them like a secret prayer, even when my mind tells me to forget? The answer is this: because your love is not only yours, it belongs to eternity, and eternity does not let go. Beloved, hear me. The reason you have carried this love so long, the reason you could not escape it even if you tried, is because God entrusted you with a sacred bond. And heaven does not waste its treasures. So I ask you, will you now stop doubting the voice inside you? Will you finally trust that the longing you feel is holy? Will you let go of fear and hold this love with both hands? Beloved, your soulmate was chosen not just to bring you joy, but to walk with you into the fullness of who you are. You are not just lovers, you are co-creators with heaven. And every step you take together is a testimony of divine intention. Not think of it now, when their arms wrap around you. Will you recognize the years of prayer behind that embrace? When their lips speak your name, will you hear the echo of eternity in their voice? When their eyes meet yours, will you see the reflection of God's promise shining back? Yes, beloved, you will. Because this love is not ordinary. It was never meant to be ordinary. Beloved, many will watch your story unfold. Some will wonder, some will doubt, some will not understand. But this is not their story to comprehend. It is yours. It is God's, it is heaven's, and only you and your soulmate will ever truly know the depth of what was written. So let me ask you, Will you stand firm in this love, even if others cannot see it? Will you protect it from doubt, from fear, from the noise of the world? Will you honor it as the treasure it is? Because the truth is this, beloved, your soulmate is not just a person. They are a chapter of your soul. And your union is not just a blessing for you. It is a light for others. It is a sign that God still writes love stories. It is proof that heaven still answers prayers. Beloved, imagine this. The day of reunion has come. You stand before them. The air is thick with recognition. Your heart melts like wax under fire. Your soul sings like a bird released from a cage, and everything in you whispers, finally, finally, finally. Will you be ready for that moment? Will you embrace it fully? Will you allow yourself to be loved deeply, completely, without fear? For this is what you have been prepared for. This is why the waiting has been long. This is why the lessons have been deep. This is why the love feels overwhelming. Because it was never about ordinary love. It was always about divine love. Beloved, I must ask again, what will you give to this love when it comes to you fully? Will you give it patience? Will you give it trust? Will you give it tenderness, even in storms? For love is not measured only in joy, it is proven in devotion. And devotion is what keeps a union eternal. So remember this. Beloved, when your soulmate finally comes into your arms, you are not only holding them. You are holding a gift from God. You are holding an answered prayer. You are holding the completion of a promise whispered long before you were born. Protect it, honor it, nurture it, and let it shine so brightly that others find hope through your story. This won't be a quick like and subscribe. It will feel like a sacred closing chapter, slowly bringing the viewer from the depth of the message into a heartfelt blessing, with gentle encouragement to subscribe, like, comment, and share woven in naturally so it doesn't break the divine tone.